Hello, Timmy Nafso here, Executive Vice President of FortisPay, and we're asking questions around why particular apps work for payment on a device while others do not work for payment on a device. And when we start to look at the successful payment applications that are really just mopping the floor across the country, across the world, in some cases like the Starbucks app, versus others that are really trying to penetrate the market and get people to change their habits and have been less successful in doing so, like Apple Pay, Google Pay, Android Pay, you start to really dive in and understand where the gaps are and where the issues are when it comes to the consumer. So even though you may be a consumer of a customer of Starbucks, and you may have a Starbucks app and use that app every single day, you may find that you don't do the same with Apple Pay or with Android Pay or with Google Pay. And one of the things that's actually happening there psychologically is a couple of things, right? Number one is this concept that Starbucks has built loyalty around utilizing their application, right? And that loyalty, because we love coffee so much and we love the speed of checkout, because time, we always talk about this, right? Time is the most valuable thing to people, especially in situations where you're getting your coffee. You don't want this to be a 30-minute experience. It's about moving the line along. And for Starbucks, there are direct benefits by providing loyalty to their customers by using it, because that speed in line actually matters to the bottom line for Starbucks, right? Like how quickly they can move that line along, how quickly people can get their coffee matters to Starbucks. So throwing loyalty and rewards to the cardholder, to the consumer, is very important, and it's a dual benefit, right? Both parties benefit from that experience. Well, Apple Pay and Google Pay and Android Pay have suffered a bit with this, because what is the actual benefit to utilizing those services? Well, speed and time, that's the argument, right? Sure, except for when you walk into a small or mid-sized business who have an antiquated old system, right, that has not been updated in years, and they don't actually offer Apple Pay, Android Pay, Google Pay, one of the mobile payment solutions. And when you walk in and you want to change your habit and you're excited about it, right? And you walk up to the front and you say, hey, I want to pay, and I have Apple Pay, and they say, well, we don't accept it. The next time, you're less likely to bring that type of payment in. You're going to bring your wallet in. You're going to bring your credit card in to make that payment. So the mentality or the struggle that people have when you're trying to change habits for consumers, for your customers, to get them to do something that's more efficient, is the efficiency has to exist, or else they will not buy into it. So if you were to walk into a Starbucks and this is your first time using your Starbucks app, and you walk up to the counter and they say, sorry, our app is not working, the next time you're less likely to actually utilize the app. You're more likely to bring your wallet in just in case. Now, Starbucks is probably going to be wise enough to say, hey, we'll give you free coffee today and we'll catch you on the next time or something like that. That's what I would expect them to do. But at the end of the day, if they're not doing that, they're actually hindering or hurting the entire experience. And that's what the market feels like today. There's a lack of confidence in this concept of just bringing in your mobile device, and the retailer, the business, whoever you're going to, the service that's being provided is going to accept that NFC type payment. In addition to that, we've spoken about this concept of the psychology of the consumer not wanting to be tied to a hardware or to a device. That's why, in China, the chat service of payments has been more successful than the device payment, right? So like Apple, if I'm not with Apple next year, right, because a new device came out, well, do I have to reload all of my payment information? Do I have to switch platforms? Is it going to work with the retailers? There's all of these unknowns that haven't been figured out yet. So where we see success is, the Amazons of the world doing Amazon payments between business and consumer. We believe that the different various chat services that exist, Facebook is actually paying attention to payments now and wanting to engage between business and consumer, right? Because people follow businesses that they like. Rewards can go back and forth, create loyalty through paying through Facebook. You'll start to see that be more successful, and they'll be able to gain more ground quicker because there's a social aspect to making the payment, which is attractive, no different than the Starbucks social aspect. So really interesting to see the different psychologies, but you as a mid or small size business, how is it that you can help change the habits of your customers and your consumers is by first identifying how many are repeat customers. And by the way, if you're in business and you're successful, you should have a lot of repeat customers. And then letting them know that there's an easier and better way for them to move along your line or to make a payment or whatever that is that you're trying to change psychologically for them, that security is there, that confidence is there, that it's gonna be here today, it's gonna be here tomorrow, it's gonna be there next month. Every single time that they walk in, that is going to work and it's going to be there. And you'll find success in that. So please comment below. Thanks for listening.